welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a spring inspired makeup tutorial. This is going to be a really simple, easy look that you guys can do. It doesn't take that long and there's no crazy techniques that are needed for it. So if you're relatively new to doing your makeup, this is going to be a really simple, easy thing that you can do. So yeah, if you want to see how I achieved this look, then keep watching. So we're going to start off by priming our face. I know I use this primer a lot and I promise I'm going to get some new primers, but this is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I don't know, it's just like one of my favorites. I'm gonna pop a little bit. So I'm going to be using my new Fenty Beauty foundation. This one is in the shade 240. I know I just did like a whole tutorial on these, but I used the Fenty Beauty sponge when it was dry, and now I'm going to use it wet today just to see how the foundation does apply. Also, I think this is a really good one for spring. It's like nice and soft, and it's really, really lightweight on the skin. You don't really need to set it with powder if you don't want to. You should just like, you know, set your under eyes. So I'm just going to use like the flat side, so it's already been dampened, and so we're just going to pop it on. Seriously, I know I said this in the first Fenty video, and if you haven't seen that one already, you can go and obviously check it out on my channel. But the smell of this foundation is so nice. It just smells like just so fresh. I think that this might be like a little bit too dark for me at the moment, but once we pop the concealer on, we'll see like how it goes. But I might just pop a little bit of bronzer on my chest just to like even out the color. So we're just gonna use the Shape Tape concealer again, and then this one is in light medium honey. I seriously love this concealer. I know I used it last time, but it's just like one of my favorites. We might just bring it down just to create like a nice light glow underneath our eyes. And then we can just conceal on top of our eyes as well and blend it up, you know, underneath our brow bone. And then we can just pop a little bit down the bridge of our nose. And just in any other areas that we want to highlight. And then just blend that into the skin. So that has lightened up our under eyes quite a bit. Just gonna grab this Chi Chi, it's called Tropical Island Bronzer, and then I'm just gonna use like my big fluffy Too Faced powder brush, and I'm just going to like darken up just my chest and like around my neck a little bit, just to add a bit more color. If your tan is like not quite as dark as you need it to be, then just add a little bronzer and she'll be fine. Just gotta make it work, because you know, foundation sometimes just doesn't want to be the right color, and especially if you do fake tan, like your color changes like nearly every single frickin' day. See, like my tan goes like a lot darker on my arms, and it doesn't stick to my chest as well. So like I always put bronzer on. Now we can just go ahead and set our under eyes, and my favorite, you guys know it, is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. So I'm gonna pop a little bit into the lid. And then I'm just gonna use this like really dense, like my Sephora Pro Featherweight 90 brush. I'm just going to pack it under my under eyes just to set them. And just run it over the top of my lid as well. And then just using like the tiniest amount on my brush, I'm just going to just dab it just where I've popped the concealer. This foundation doesn't really need to be set. It actually dries as if it has already been set. So I'm just going to set, you know, just the places where I've popped the concealer, just so that it doesn't move during the rest of the application. So let's move on to our eye makeup look. So if you guys have watched my channel before, you'll know that I do my brows the same pretty much every single day. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow pomade, and I use it in dark brown. So this step might be a little bit different for you guys, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do my brows exactly how I would normally do them. And then if you want to use powder or something else for this step, then definitely you guys can do that. And then I'm just using this very sharp angled eyebrow brush. And what I like to do is just smush a little bit into the lid and then just disperse the product over my brows. And I always do the line underneath first so that I know where I'm going. And then I create the arch. Okay, so now that our brows are done, we can get on to doing our eye makeup look. We're going to start with the Too Faced Sweet Chocolate Bar. The color that I'm going to be using for the base of my lids is two separate colors. We're just going to take a flat eyeshadow brush and we're just going to take this color right here, which is Coconut Cream, and we're just going to pop it all over our lid as a nice base. Right all the way into the corner so that you're covering your entire eyelid. And don't worry about popping this in our crease because we're gonna have a darker color there anyway, but then you can take the remainder that's on the brush or add a little bit more and just pop it just underneath your brow bone. So this is gonna create like a nice little pop for us. And you can see the difference between the eyes just by adding that nice base, and it's just gonna give us a cleaner color overall as we go into the next step. Okay, so now that we've done the base, we're just gonna be taking this color right here, which is called Nougat. We're just gonna pop that all over our lid, and this time not underneath our brow bone, but just over the whole lid. Then with our fluffy blending brush, this brush is my Sigma tapered blending brush in E40. We're just gonna take the color right here, which is Mousse, and we're just gonna be popping that straight into our crease. And you can just blend down just in a C shape just over the top of our lash line. We don't want this color to be too dark. We are keeping this look nice and fresh. From there, we're gonna move over to our Peanut Butter and Jelly palette by Too Faced as well. And we're gonna make this look a little bit more fun. We are going to add, just with like a small brush that we're gonna be able to like easily blend under our eyes with, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this jelly color right here, and we're just gonna be popping that just straight underneath our eyes. And then we could just go ahead and just pop a little bit just in here as well, kind of just in the C shape, just around our crease, and just up just a little bit further into the crease, and just blending it back down. We might just add a little bit of this color just into this part of our eye just here, just a teensy little bit. Then we're just gonna take our blending brush again and just lightly just tap it and tap off the excess, and then just run it through our whole crease just so it blends out anything that we've just done. We're just getting a little bit of the added color in there as well with it. Then with this smaller eyeshadow brush, is more of like a packing style brush, we are just going to take this color here called Pink Sugar, just going to pack a little bit onto this brush and just tap off the excess, because I think I'm gonna have to apply this a couple of times because it's more like flecks of little bits of glitter. And we're just gonna start at our inner corner, and we're just gonna keep on building it until we're happy with the amount of product that we have. And we're just gonna be blending it just over the whole top part in this section, kind of like the inner third and then the middle. And it's just very subtle. We don't want any crazy glitter like on our eye. We just want it to be subtle and fresh. Great, so once you're happy with the amount of the pink sugar that you've got on your eyelid, from there we're gonna go ahead and we can pop on our mascara. So we're just gonna be using our Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, an old favorite that I haven't used in a really long time. Great, so now that our eye makeup look is done, we're gonna move on to our contouring. I'm gonna be using my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette. This one has got like a couple of different colors in it. So it's got this one down the bottom, which is dark cocoa. Maybe it's cocoa. Seriously, I just like never know how to pronounce it. And then we've got the medium cocoa at the top. I really like this palette, especially for people who are like more of a beginner, just because I feel like it's kind of impossible to like muck up with this palette. It's something that I just use every single day. Like if I'm in a rush, it blends out really, really easy, and you don't have to be too worried about being heavy-handed with it, because I just feel like it's just lightweight. And just to make it a little bit easier for you guys, I'm going to be using the little brush that it comes with. So it's just this little contour bouquet brush. We're going to do a blend of both the colors, but we're just going to start off with this, the darker color down the bottom. So you can just pop a bit on your brush, and you know, if you're worried about too much, you can just tap it on the back of your hand before you pop it in your face, because you can always blend up and like make more of the color if you want to. So we're just going to start here. And these little brushes are just so good for like traveling. You can get just exactly the same technique and blend as you would just like a full-size brush. It's just like so much easier. And the key to doing contour is really just about blending it. Taking that same darker color, we're just gonna pop some just over our forehead too, and just around our face. And then we're just gonna take it down on our jawline as well, and just blending it like around our chin. And then as always, we're gonna do our nose contour and then just underneath our lip. I'm just gonna use this fluffy brush here. This is a BH Cosmetics brush. For this part, I'm just gonna use this lighter color here because I don't want it to be too dark. And we can always, you know, build it up if we want to. And then just blending it down into the tip of our nose. And then with that same brush and the exact same color, we're just gonna pop a little bit just underneath here. I just want to define my face just a little bit more. So I'm just gonna take the lightest color that is in this palette. It's more like a highlighting color. And I'm just gonna be using my same brush I used to set my face. And I'm just gonna be just defining just underneath where I've popped the contour as well. Okay, so moving on to our blush. We're just gonna be taking our Coral Spectrum by ZOEVA. Normally, I always go for this color here, but since it's like more of a spring look, I think I'm gonna take a teeny bit of this color just up the top. I don't wanna overdo it or anything. And then I'm just taking like a normal blush brush, or I guess you could use this as like contour, but I use this sort of style brush for my blush. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of the color, just a teeny bit. That was actually quite a lot. What the frick? I'm actually just gonna tap off like a lot of the excess on the back of my hand and then just work on the product. It's actually a really nice color. I don't know if you guys like have seen my earlier videos, but I like never used to use blush because I was like terrified of having a pink face. So weird. But now I actually really like using it, and I'm like getting more used to it. And I think that that's like what makeup is all about, is like experimenting and trying new things and trying new looks. I'm really happy with that blush. For our highlight, I'm gonna be using two types of highlighter. So I'm gonna be using the cream one today, and this is the Trippin highlighter, the Matchstick highlighter, sorry, from the new Fenty beauty line. At first, I was like applying it straight onto my face, and what it was doing was like, it does move like your foundation slightly. So I was watching a couple of other people's like tutorials with this, and in using like more of the cream highlighters, and they did just work it into their palm just to emulsify and like warm up the product. And I think this color is gonna be perfect for us today. We can blend it down to our cheeks because look how beautiful this is. And it is that real like peachy pink sort of tone that we're looking for today. And it does have like a little bit of a goldish tinge to it as well. I don't know if you guys can see. See, it's kind of like a goldy sort of peachy tone color. And then we're just gonna pop just a little bit onto our finger, and then we can just pat it into the area that we want it to go. It's actually applying so much easier than it was the other day. And I'm just gonna blend mine down just sort of like over the top of where my cheek is. Okay, so now that that is applied, oh guys, I really like that. That looks so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we're gonna be using a really classic old favorite of mine, and it is the Mary Luminizer highlighter by the Balm. This seriously has been in my life for so long. Look how badly I've hit pan on this. I need to buy a new one ASAP, but I don't like want to buy a new one until I've really like properly run out of it. And then I'm just going to be using this little brush here. This one is just another BH Cosmetics brush, and we're just going to highlight our nose. I don't want any of this like creamy color to be on my nose because I feel like it's more of a peachy color, and it is blending really nicely into like our bronze and our blush color, but I don't really want that same peachy color to be like on my nose and on my Cupid's bow. inspo. I just like want more of a neutral tone. So we're just gonna pop it just on the tip of our nose. Whoa, I love this. And then straight down the bridge of our nose as well. Just tap it out just with your finger, just so that we can take away the excess. And then we're just gonna pop that same one, you know, just on our Cupid's bow like we normally would. This is just such a great highlighter. If you want something that is not too expensive but really like packs a punch with the color payoff, then seriously, you just get this bronzer. What the heck am I talking about? Get this highlight. See, I'm like delirious because it's that good. I feel like we could just add teensy little bit just to this point of our face. Barely any product at all, just to add really light highlight. I'm being really super light-handed here. I'm not pressing too hard, just to create the look of just glow. And just to get any makeup off of our lips today, we're just gonna use like a couple of little cotton pads and then just some micellar water. This one is the Garnier micellar water. And I'm just gonna put some on the end of the cotton tip and just run it over my lips. I don't really want to get rid of the highlight, just mainly any like foundation that is on there, or you know, just anything. I feel like lips get really dry when you're doing your makeup because they just, I don't know, they just get stuff all over them. So I'm gonna just be using my Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme, and this is just gonna add like a little bit of pout to our lips. Does like sting your lips for a little bit, but then pretty much the sting goes away. And then to finish off the look, setting spray. So it's called Makeup Perfection Mist and it's by MECCA Cosmetica. So there you guys have it. This is my easy spring makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. And if you did enjoy it, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up because it seriously does support my channel and it really helps me out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. And don't forget to leave me a little comment if you just want to say hey or have any video ideas that you would like me to do for you guys. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
I got those two tracks.